speaking of Shohei Ohtani, since we brought him up, there was a wild trade proposal in an article that ESPN posted out today where they kind of went through, I believe, their top 10 teams. It might have been more teams than that, but their top choices as far as teams that could potentially trade for Shohei Ohtani. And the wildest thing, most of their predictions said, like, this is far-fetched. This is not likely to happen. This one probably wouldn't. But their Diamondbacks prediction was, like, reasonable. They thought that they thought it was a pretty fair trade, and they felt like this actually made a lot of sense. And despite the fact that me and this guy sounded like absolute maniacs even bringing this conversation up last week, it is something to be discussed. Here is the trade proposal from ESPN. They are saying the Arizona Diamondbacks would receive Shohei Ohtani, and the Angels would receive shortstop Jordan Lawler, outfielder Alec Thomas, right-handed pitcher Slade Ciccone, and left-handed pitcher Yu-Min Lin. Also, they added the caveat at the end because they have a GM kind of review the trade, and Jeff, the GM, or GM Jeff, give his perspective. He talked about, crazily enough, throwing in like Blaze Alexander, and then he likes this deal. So
yeah,
that would
he said this wouldn't be. He said he would lean towards saying no from the Angels' perspective.
Yeah,
and I know that Diamondbacks fans probably think that's outrageous.
That's outrageous, Jesse.
Yeah, Cobbs is saying if it guaranteed an extension, I'd do it. Yeah, I mean, I would.
That's not going to happen. Though.
I would probably frame Derek for murder if an extension was guaranteed. Like, I would do anything.
Wait, why?
I would do anything it took.
Oh, okay. You're saying
for a Shohei,
like
if we were,
I would frame me for murder.
I
would go away for murder.
Dead.
I would.
Sean and I talked about this before the show. I said something that I'm not going to say on the airwaves, but I said I would do something really far for Shohei.
I would go with a plea deal. I would claim guilty on Sean's accusations of me being a murderer. That's how far I would go to make this happen if it involved an extension. That's the biggest problem with any talk about this. It feels like the one thing that a lot of analysts are saying is that the Dodgers seem to just be chilling in the cut, waiting for whatever to happen, and then they're just going to scoop him up after the goddamn offseason anyway when he's a free agent. And, like, that part sucks. The fact that it feels like the Dodgers are just vulturing around the Ohtani situation, waiting for their time to strike.
Do D-backs
really
fans
sucks.
have, like, an emotional attachment to the rivalry with the Dodgers, or would
I would say it depends on if you were there for the time that Mark McGwire became like this angry animal and went after members on our team when he was on their coaching staff. We had a big fight. We got a lot of fights against them. If you were here during the Yasiel Puig years, you probably fucking hate the Dodgers.
Would D-backs fans be pro realignment that got them out of the same division as the Dodgers?
Oh, that's a good question. I think as far as competitiveness, yes. And they could really do a realignment where it's like the West Coast teams and leave us the fuck out of it and start moving us.
Well,
keep us with the Rockies and the Midwest.
You put us in the new AL West with the Los Angeles or the Las Vegas A's. Las Vegas A's. Because Las Vegas is the NL. Like that. Las Vegas is an NL city. It just is.
It just is.
Unfortunately, it is also very possible that if they did realignment and you had 4-team divisions, it would be the exact same as the NL West minus the Rockies.
Yeah,
in which case it would be even worse.
No, I don't like
for
that.
the
I don't like that. No, Jesse, it should be the Mariners. It should be the Giants and the Padres and all those California teams
the
fight
Royals,
each other.
You know,
let's
take the Royals.
Us, the Royals, the Rockies. Who else can we throw in there? Fuck the Astros. No, I don't want the Astros in there. Fuck that.
The Astros
Twins. Let's get the Twins in there. We're kind of like up and down, right? Like we're the West Mid Coast. I don't know what we're gonna call it, but I don't like it. I don't want to have any part of any of that. But
I'll be an AL team.
There. Do we have breaking news? Let's go back to the Shohei Ohtani
trade deadline talk, and you say we have breaking news.
We have breaking news. I'm sorry. There's just some information about somebody that I'm very excited
Somebody
about.
threw this in the comments earlier as well.
All right. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look really fast at that trade again because I want this up on the screen, and I want to ask you guys, if you're the GM of the Diamondbacks, Sean, are you doing this trade? Are you doing this trade? No, forget extension talk. This is literally just for what, Jesse? 2 months of Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be
3 months.
I guess it could be.
We're going to say 3 months when we win the World Series, but we're saying 3
run.
months of Shohei Ohtani.
I mean, man, would it be nice to see Shohei Ohtani in an Arizona Diamondbacks jersey?
Just for him to go sign with the Dodgers next year in the offseason?
Oh, but I can't do this.
No.
I can't. Dipping into your ideal outfield and the best defensive outfielder that you have. and Yumin Lin.
It's like your future, it's your present, it's a little bit of your
that's way too much for 2.5, 3 months of Shohei Ohtani.
I try to keep Alec, but I would, if I could like switch it to Dom, I'm doing this trade.
I think so too. I think if you took Alec or Yumin Lin out, it's a lot more of a conversation for me. But both of them in there, and like I don't really care about Slade personally. Not like as far as this trade is concerned.
Wow.
I've never met him. I don't know him as a personally. Probably
Jesus.
As far as prospect and as an asset, I don't really care that much.
Jesse,
but
yeah, no, I wouldn't do this trade. If there was a way to do it without either of Drew Jones and Jordan Lawler included, then I would be interested in what that would look like. But my guess is from the Angels' perspective, there just isn't enough impact talent in the D-back system for that to be possible. And no, I don't think that if you're the D-backs and you're in a position where like, yes, you have a shot this year, you're in a pretty good spot to make the playoffs. If you get Shohei, then you're one of the best teams in the National League. But like, if the Diamondbacks get Shohei Ohtani, are they better than the Atlanta Braves? Are they better? Are they clearly better than the Dodgers? I don't know if that's a clear yes. I would lean toward no. If the Diamondbacks get Shohei Ohtani, the Atlanta Braves are what, like 10 games ahead of the Diamondbacks at this point?
Who won the last two goddamn games, Jesse Friedman?
This is true.
I
understand. I understand what we've
on
seen.
XBA or any of that shit around here. This is the reality of now.
Let's be real about this. You put Shohei Ohtani on this team, I think it's similar to the Stroman situation in which you immediately have the most feared 1, 2, 3 pitching staff in baseball. I think that's fair.
Most feared in the National League. Most feared in baseball. Probably.
Right?
I mean, he's just our fucking DH just smashing balls.
You also have,
like, my God,
the best home run hitter in baseball on your team now.
I will also say, though, logistically, something you have to consider, and any team that trades for Shohei has to consider, is if you trade for Shohei Ohtani, you enter 6-man rotation land. Shohei Ohtani does not replace this fifth starter issue that the Diamondbacks have. He doesn't take that spot. He simply adds to it, right? That's the way that Shohei Ohtani has been used for years in LA, and the way that I would expect him to be used moving forward. So
6-man rotation.
Yeah.
They don't have the starting pitchers for that,
that's
Jesse.
Perfect.
I'm not sure if you know.
I mean,
it's like you would, if you got Ohtani, like you would still need a starting pitcher. You would still probably want to go get somebody else. If the D-backs got Ohtani, yeah, I mean, it would be a heck of a lot of fun, and it'd be an amazing couple of months. But Jordan Lawler is just a really important piece to this team's future. And I don't know if this D-backs team were, maybe 5 games better than where they are, like really close to being like the clear-cut best team in the National League. You go get Ohtani and you're like, all right, like we really might win the World Series. I just don't know. And I know people are criticizing me for saying that the Braves might still be better than the Diamondbacks if they were to make this move. That's kind of where I stand. I just don't know if the D-backs with Ohtani would be so incredibly good that you're willing to mortgage the future to that extent.